Hi, it's David here with Future Trading. I want to go ahead and make this last video for this market. All right, so we're going to take a look at that BTC and go ahead and pick that apart just a little bit for you moving forward. Now, because you showed up, I'm going to go ahead and give you a little bit more information on that NQ. And so, if you watched that one that I did earlier and that one that I did earlier, for you doing so, even clicking this one, I'm gonna give you a little bit more information. I'm trying to get the participation up on the recaps. And so most of the time, people don't come back on my recaps. And I kind of did it a little differently when it came to this video. So this video, I kind of put the first target on the other social networks, Twitter and Facebook and stuff, trying to get some new interest to come over here and support the information for the recaps as well. All right. So but I did bring back that second target, and so we did make that. We did make that, and I came back and covered it here. But because you're viewing this information, I'm going to give you a little bit more information moving forward because I don't want to be back up here for at least another, I say another week at most, maybe even two, but definitely a week. Yeah, I probably won't be back. So I don't want to leave you guys wondering what's going to happen with this one, and I don't want to have to cover this again for a while anyway. So when I get back, probably GC will probably be my focus. So, but right now, let's take a look at this information. I want to add this video that I'm currently about to shoot to the section here. So, kind of want to add this here, and because again, I'm being asked about my approach to markets. All right. So, knowing days or hours in advance where price should close would change how you trade. All right. And so, I want to put like a reference here for those who want to know. This is at the bottom of the page, as you can clearly see, because this is not my primary focus here. I just kind of want to make sure everyone can get started with trading in a way that makes a lot of sense and is simple. All right. But there are people that may need a bit more, and I want to make sure that they can see that as well. And again, this is all about if you need it. All right. If you need it, you come here. I've done a succession of videos here in 2 hours, and then from here was one day, and all given a price level, and letting the market trade so you can see how it works. All right, and then again, this would change how you trade if you knew that there was a specific price level that these markets need to trade at. Okay, now here I did this on Thursday. I gave the ceiling as well as some targets, and you can see in here they just ran to that target, never made it to the ceiling. And then, of course, here, this was Friday. I gave that information again, the target on Twitter, and then I came back and gave it on YouTube, and they made the second target this morning. All right, and that was that 870. All right, so now we're going to make the video for this one as a conclusion to this information here. So there's a reference point for anyone who needs to know. Now, as scrolling up here, I'm gonna just go to it this way. If you're new and you're viewing this for the first time, these are aspects of trading you can take an interest in should you want to do that. I try to cover almost everything, even down to your health, even try to let you know someone that's not a full-time professional trader, try to give you something to look out for. Also, if you're blowing out your account, I think it make absolutely sense, and I can explain to you why from a logical perspective, as well as reasons why you need to be able to hold your trade from a logical perspective to give you the confidence to stay in it. And then, of course, here I did a trade for 1,000 ticks, and I traded all the accounts, PAs, business account, all of that. Give you just a view of how all of that works. These are the primary focuses of everything that's on the channel. All right, now I plan to do an updated version of this information at some point. But for right now, the universal chart scale is a approach to support and resistance that's very simple. And yes, it will show up on any time frame, any market, and you probably been trading it and didn't even know. So go take a look. Here, this is the trend. All right, so this is the trend, and it's not depicted by any trend lines, moving averages, chalk, or anything like that. I use price and price alone. This right here is a price action method that I guarantee you, if you win, it's this or this, and I guarantee you that chart scale is there too. Now, if you want to see those two approaches exclusively, you're more than welcome to look at this information here. It's in real time, and you can pick any video you want, and I cover it. Now, all of that information, I put it together for you right here in this list here. I put it here, and you're more than welcome to check these two out because they're absolutely in real time, and you can see me utilize that information. Now, this must watch list again is just highlight that information there. And of course, all of the main videos that's here that you want to check out, I believe, will be in this list, and you might, can gather whatever you need from this list right here, making it simple for you. Now, let's go ahead and get into this information here. This chart here, I posted it 8:41 on the 19th, and today, let me get you the the clock and stuff here so you can see today, okay, it's the 21st. Okay, let me blow this up. It's the 21st, 3:01. All right, 3:01 p.m. in the afternoon. And so you can go ahead and compare this information. And I said that this is the real price of interest for the weekend. So 2 days, 2 whole days. I do not trade Bitcoin at all. But again, being a professional trader, I can absolutely approach any market and objectively look at it and know where it should be trading. All right. So that's really simple. Took me years to do it. So but again, thank you for the participation here. This was a recap. I am really shocked that anyone came back because usually, again, I don't get any kind of views on recaps. They're not going to do that. So again, I appreciate you guys for doing that, for coming back and taking a look. All right, so now let me give you some extra information here. We're going to take a look at that chart. We're going to look at this chart. All right, so then let's slide this side by side here. Excuse me, I got tongue tied just a bit. And that's that chart. So this is price here. This is price right there when I shot the video at 8:20 on the 19th. All right, now let me just slide this out of view and then let's take a look. Now, I'm going to just go ahead and move this box because this is not relative once they got through it. You had a couple of rotations here, and definitely you hit that backside of that range there. And again, you can grab that range as well. You got those tags and they cycled up, a couple of rotations out of that zone. And once they break it, it's no longer relative. So let me go ahead and just remove that for you. Now they managed to make it to that price level there. They managed to make it there, turned away from it, and by the end of the day, they wasn't above it. And I said this is important even all the way into Monday, and so it's Monday. So now let's take a look at it. All right, now they tagged it again, and you can take a notice of the chart scale. Let's do that too while we're doing all of this information here. They're above the center of the chart. Here it is. And the upper half of the chart, you just divide it in half. Okay. Mid of the chart, upper half of the chart, divided in half. And they kind of got cyclical from the upper half of the chart. You can see where the range is coming into play. They're going down towards the center and then coming back up. And now they're back at the center of the chart. All right, jumped up. Remember, the half of the chart, halfway point is up here. All right, even though the scale move, you do not move your eyes away from the upper half of the chart. The center is not moving. I got my indicator that can put it right there for you. And then, of course, they took off. All right, now upper half of the chart is up here. They're headed back towards the center. They hit that level and now they're going back down. All right. So now this is the end of day, of course, on last night. So now this is the new day and they're still beneath that price level. All right. So now, and you can take the time to pause the video and just scroll the chart back and you can see how the center of the chart, even the lower half of the chart, you can take a look at that if you want as they approaching the center of the chart. The lower half of the chart is important. All right, very much important. And again, it's a universal concept. And the upper part of the chart, you can see that too. When they jumped up here above the center of the chart, the upper part of the chart cycled them back down. No Fibonacci's needed, no none of that stuff. All right. So I'm a professional. Again, I've been doing it for years. And a professional, let me say this for the record, a professional has a particular knowledge. It has nothing to do with being a billionaire, sitting on yachts and driving $1 million cars. It's none of that stuff that YouTube personalities would sensationalize this profession and try to have you believe. It's just having a particular knowledge. A mechanic goes to work every day and he's a professional. All right. So don't overestimate what it is that you can do if you incorporate just some consistency and definitely have the knowledge necessary. And at the same time, to be a professional, you would definitely need to look at the codes of ethics and moral obligation associated with the field, because the professional mechanic or someone that do any work for you, you'll want them to be an honest person. So that's what being a professional is all about. All right, now let's take a look at that in Q. Let me grab that chart for you. All right, because that's this, and I don't want to really have to come back and cover it. Oh, let me tell you where they're going just in case you want to know. And the other video had it in there, and I'll include it in this one here. If they're going to stay up, should they? Now, again, they didn't meet my criteria of them, being able to stay up, but I see they want to climb again. They backing out of that zone. So if they want to stay up, you got 3 targets above and you got 1 beneath. All right. So the highest that they can climb for a target is 29, 149.50, and the lowest that they can fall, from what I'm seeing currently, is 24 to 86.92. So that'll give that some focus. So for them not to make it up here in those 2 days is really problematic in my opinion. So it doesn't mean that they can't still do it. I did say even going into Monday. So let's see what happens. They hit that static level. I do wholeheartedly believe that they're having some trouble. All right. And that's just what I think about that. Now, let's go into this NQ and let me give you some more information. So they had already made, matter of fact, let me show you that from Friday. Let me scroll down there. I'm gonna show it to you here. Let me scroll down here and give you this information. So I had put this one out on Friday at 9:20. All right, so I put it out on 9:20, gave the two targets as well as that 32. They didn't want to close beneath that 32, and I put a big try there, close beneath 32, and they didn't. They ended up popping up hitting that first target, and then that's when I uploaded it to the other social networks, YouTube and TikTok, so they can grab that 870. This morning, okay, this morning I came back and they managed, of course, this is when they hit it Friday, okay? They went from there to there and they hit it. Now, this morning, when I covered the video, I went on and showed you off the open. They tried to lean down and trap you in that decline, only to jump up and go there. Now, let's take a look at that. Now, that's that 870. 870 was like right in here, somewhere right in there. Now, of course, after they hit it, they dove down. Now, here's some static levels they managed to hit on the way down. Now, I didn't have these zones in that video. I just added them to the chart for you. So there's the static level down, the static level to the upside on the way up, though, on the way up. Okay. On the way up is from 850 to 950 and 950 to 050. All right. And so you get the rotation down, but on the way down, you will go 850 to 750, and then there's your bounce up. Now, because they have these two targets up here, this is where I believe that they may end up. I still don't like what's on the bottom, but it's not to say that they can't make it up here. Now, once they make it up here, you got a couple statics up here coming from the 150 up to the 250 and 250 up to the 350. All right. So if they grab these targets, which I suppose that they will at this point, if they can get through here, they definitely come in here. You may see a little rotation back down, which this will turn into, because I'm not going to cover this. Let's do it like this. All right. So this will go 950 to 850. And so you would turn the zone upside down once they manage to get through it. And so this should become more of a demand move. However, they do have this target back here. All right, now they can hit both. It's just how they'll do it. Now I know which should happen first. I do know, but I can't tell you. But this is likely. This is likely that they can do that. Again, it's just depending on how they want to go about it. All right, so this is where they're going. Hopefully, they can turn back around from up here and then commit to the rest of the decline that I think is happening. I think it may keep going because the daily is in a downtrend. All right, so I wish you all the best with your trading. Again, if you want to take a look at any of the information here, again, this is universal and work on any market, any time frame. Now, should you outside the scope of what's here, my information is here and under every video as well. So if you need anything beyond that, you're more than welcome. All right. So I wish you all the best with your trading. Take care.